Nigel Farage has been called out for lying yet again. Only this time, in an odd twist of events, it's actually his former deputy leader, Ben Habib, that's dropped the bombshell. In an attempt to make the Reform Party an actual political party rather than a limited company, Nigel Farage has declared he's giving up his shares and allowing the membership to decide the leadership. As it currently stands, anybody that pays for membership to the Reform Party don't actually have any rights or privileges. So, in a sense, they're kind of subscribers. But in an attempt to reform the party, Nigel Farage has stated that the membership will be able to call a vote of no confidence and replace him as leader if they wish. Only it's not quite true. According to the document that Ben Habib has seen, the membership needs to have at least 50% in favour of a vote of no confidence, and only then it gets sent to a board of directors, which has been handpicked by Nigel Farage, to approve. Sounds like it's all just smoke and mirrors to me.
But that as party leader, I would professionalise and democratise the party. So here's the story. When I set the party up and chose the name, the company behind it, Reform UK Limited, was a company guaranteed by shares. And yes, I own 60% of those shares, which led to much hilarity in the press. But I did it for a very simple reason. Number one, so that I could make very fast decisions. And, after 30 years in politics, hopefully I do roughly know what I'm doing. But secondly, and most importantly, the real reason was to prevent a small, nascent political party being taken over by malign actors. And that was my really big fear. So I've now made a decision. I no longer need to control this party. I'm going to let go. We will change the structure of the party from one limited by shares to a company limited by guarantee. And that means it's the members of Reform that will own this party. I am relinquishing control of the company and indeed of the overall control of the party. It's now going to be the members, and that I think is the right thing. And it's the right thing because this conference marks the coming of age of Reform UK, and that's something that I'm very, very excited about. There will be a board put in place with elected representation to make sure the party is being managed properly and to make sure we don't suffer from entryism. After all, we wouldn't want to be like the Labour Party when for a five or a throw, people joined and made Jeremy Corbyn their leader.
So the political party that is Reform UK at the moment is a limited company. It has got 15 shares, 9 of which are owned by Nigel Farage. And I've been campaigning privately and now publicly for the last few months, but privately for much longer, for the democratisation of the party, for the handing of control of the party away from Nigel and to its members, which is absolutely right. If you want to be a serious political party, if you want to particularly champion, as Reform does, and rightly does, the democratic unit that is the United Kingdom, the democratic rights of the British people, then it itself must be a democracy. It can't be run by one guy, as much as we might love Nigel Farage. It's famous legal minds in the country who are working day and night to give this constitution its framework, and that would allow members to remove Nigel Farage. So when the document came out a couple of days ago, I was very excited, optimistic to read it, hoping to see that, the campaign I'd fought had come to fruition. And actually, as I was reading it, it became obvious to me I'd read the document before. And it was a document that Richard Tice had sent me a year and a half ago, before I joined Reform, something I think that was drawn up in 2022, which I had said to Richard when he presented it to me, that this is not democratization. It basically runs the party through a board of directors, and the members are not getting a proper say. And I'd rejected it out of hand. And the document they've now produced is actually that same document. And to the extent it's been varied, actually, Mike, I think the democratic deficit has been increased, because what they've done is give the members a right to call a motion for a vote of no confidence in the leader. But then that motion, assuming it can be passed, and it requires 50% of the membership just to get the motion moving, that motion is then determined by a board of directors appointed in significant majority part by the leader. So the leader will control through his own people whether or not the vote of confidence is sustained. And that is not a democracy. And so, and by the way, that's just one of the issues. It's the biggest issue with the document.
And what have they said, if anything, about that to you in terms of whether or not it's a step in that direction, whether it's a move towards doing what it is that you want?
Well, Zia Youssef is on the public record saying that it would give members the right to remove the leader. It categorically, I can tell you, it does not do that. And it certainly has not been drawn up by the finest legal minds in the country.
Nigel Farage was caught out lying when he was speaking to Nick Ferrari not so long back, and to which James O'Brien ripped him a new one in one of the most epic handovers you can ever hear. And you can see all that on the video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.